Turning 55 might seem like just another birthday in your financial life, but what if I told you it may actually be the single most important year when planning an early retirement? Because at age 55, two things line up in a way they never quite do again: access to your money and your health and energy. How you manage those two factors can change the entire trajectory of your retirement. So how are these two things connected, and why 55? Well, it starts with an IRS provision known as the Rule of 55. And in this video, I'm going to explain how the Rule of 55 works, why it might be worth considering, and the trade-offs you absolutely need to understand before using it. So what is the Rule of 55? The Rule of 55 allows you to take penalty-free withdrawals from your current employer's 401k or 403b plan if you leave your job in or after the year you turn 55. Now, you still pay ordinary income tax on those withdrawals, but that 10% early withdrawal penalty is waived. So if most of your retirement savings are locked inside a 401k and you're burned out, exhausted, or simply unable to keep working past 55, this rule could give you access to your money earlier than you thought possible. But this is where people get into trouble. You do have to understand the rules before you act. First, you must leave your job in or after the year you turn 55. That can mean retiring, quitting, or being laid off. Second, the money must remain inside that employer's retirement plan. If you roll it into an IRA, the Rule of 55 no longer applies. All employer plans don't allow this, so you got to check with your HR department or plan administrator. Also remember, you can only access your current employer's 401k, not your older 401ks from prior jobs. Now, some plans allow you to roll your old 401ks into your current plan, but if you want to do that, you need to do it before you separate from your current employer. What about IRAs? If your money is already in an IRA, there is another option called 72T, or substantially equal periodic payments, often called SEP. These rules are strict. You have to commit to a fixed withdrawal schedule, and you've got to continue for at least 5 years. And you can't change course once you start. These strategies can get complicated, so make sure you consult with a CPA or a financial planner. Now let's talk about the second reason why 55 can be such a powerful retirement point: your health. The decade between 55 and 65 is often the most active phase of your retirement, and you're likely at your strongest, healthiest, and most capable than you will ever be again. So if you want to travel or spend meaningful time with family or take on passion projects or even start a business, this is that window of opportunity where those plans are most realistic. There's a well-documented pattern known as the retirement spending smile. People tend to spend more at the beginning of their retirement on travel, hobbies, and experiences. These years are also often called the go-go years. But over time, this discretionary spending naturally declines before rising again later in life due to healthcare costs. And that pattern tells us something very important. Retirement is not a straight line. Your interests change, your energy, your body even changes. And the activities that you would enjoy at 58 are often very different from what's possible at 75. And so you want to consider that as you're nearing retirement. You won't always be the same. So do you want to take a break and do some travel before you get older? The Rule of 55 might be that opportunity. So what's the trade-off? Well, working longer usually means you will accumulate more money, and that money will compound longer. And this can be significant. For example, $100,000 invested at 6% over 10 years nearly doubles. That's a real opportunity cost. Money you withdraw early is no longer compounding. And retiring early means your portfolio has to last longer, maybe 30 to 40 years. So before making a decision, do the math. Consider all your planned expenses. You want to add up your living expenses, such as housing and transportation. And remember, even if your mortgage is paid off, you still have property taxes and home insurance. And don't forget to adjust these upwards over the years to account for inflation. Make sure to include healthcare costs and even possibly long-term care. Then you can add your travel or fun budget. Next, consider all your income sources. Do you have any Roth or taxable brokerage accounts? Do you have an HSA? Could all these bridge you until Social Security kicks in? And how do you plan to manage healthcare? You will lose your employer coverage when you leave your job, and you won't be eligible for Medicare for another decade. If you want to understand what your healthcare costs might look like, there's a tool on Vanguard's website that can help you estimate them. You might want to check that out. There's also another great tool called Bolden. I heard about it from Azul, another YouTuber, and it's free to try. You can even run a Monte Carlo analysis, which is what financial planners use to determine your chance of success. You can also just go to the FINRA website and use their free tool. Aside from looking at your projected expenses and income, you also need to consider your investment strategy. The conventional approach is to shift more of your money to bonds or fixed income as you get closer to retirement, but this will yield a much lower return. So in order to make your portfolio last and keep up with inflation, you might need to allocate more of your assets to stocks. So instead of a 50-50 stock bond mix, you may want 80-20 or 85-15. And this, of course, adds greater risk to your portfolio. So it is something to consider carefully. There are also tax considerations. If you're taking 401k withdrawals, that income may reduce your ability to do Roth conversions during low income years. Most early retirees strategically fill lower tax brackets by converting those tax-deferred dollars into Roth dollars. For instance, in this graph, we see the income in blue, which dips at age 64. This individual can convert just enough pre-tax dollars from their 401k or IRA to Roth to fill that first bracket. And retiring early gives you more low-income years to do this. However, if you're withdrawing a substantial amount from your 401k to live on, that could bump you up into the next bracket. Because unlike Roth or brokerage accounts, 401k withdrawals count as ordinary income, which can limit how much room you have to make these Roth conversions. Now, these are not reasons not to retire early, but they're reasons to plan carefully. And remember, it's not all or nothing. The rule of 55 doesn't require you to withdraw a specific amount, and it doesn't mean that you can never work again. You do have to leave your current job, but you can take a year off, work part-time, start a business, or return to work later if you choose. The rule of 55 can act as a bridge, giving you flexibility during a season when your health and energy still support the life you want to live. So this isn't financial advice, but if you're approaching 55 and feeling burned out, this is worth understanding. Talk to your HR department or your plan administrator. Ask them what your options are. Run the numbers. And think beyond just money and include time and health in the equation, because you can always make more money. You can't make more time. I hope that was helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.